Welcome. Thank you for taking the time to watch this. Picture the scene. About 2,200 years ago, the mighty Greek Empire, a world power, occupied the ancient kingdom of Israel and oppressed the Jews. And who rose up to defend them? Remarkably enough, the priests of the temple, the Maccabees. And amazingly enough, with God's miracles, they were able to defeat the Greek Empire. They come into the temple that had been occupied by the Greeks. There's nowhere they can find pure oil to light the menorah except one last container which they light in the menorah. It only had enough oil to burn for 1 day, and it burnt for 8. So what do you celebrate? The great military victory of a group of priests over a mighty kingdom, or the oil burning for an extra few days? Remarkably enough, the sages of the Talmud instruct us to celebrate the burning of the oil for the extra days. Why? Explains the Meshech Chochmah, one of our great commentators from the 19th century. This is the pattern of how God has shown us to celebrate. We don't celebrate the victory over others, the defeat of other people, but rather the victory of what we want from it. Not how others suffered, but rather what we want, because we never celebrate human suffering. Even at the time of the Exodus from Egypt, when the Egyptian army that had oppressed us so terribly in Egypt was drowning, and the angels wanted to sing praises to God, God said to them, "How can you sing praises when my creations are drowning in the sea?" And so too at the time of Chanukah. We don't celebrate the military defeat of other people, because that comes along with great human suffering. But there's another reason. And this reason goes to the heart of Jewish identity. For so many people, Jewish identity is about anti-Semitism and suffering and surviving the hatred. And it can't just be about that, for 3 reasons. Firstly, it's too much of an honor to give to those who hate us, to our enemies, to allow them to define who we are. Secondly, to carry around that legacy is a burden. What sort of a vision is that to pass on to the next generation? That you want to be a Jew because you're going to carry all of the suffering on your shoulders? That's not a sustainable form of Jewish identity, and it's not inspiring either. And thirdly, to be a human being is not just about survival. It's about living for meaning and purpose. And so to be a Jew has to be about much more than just surviving. It's about morality, it's about purpose, it's about meaning, it's a moral vision, and that's what the menorah represents. It's not to say that in Judaism we deny the pain of our history at times. Of course, there are many days to mourn and to feel that pain, but overall we need to have a positive vision of why we want it. What is our mission on this earth? It's what God gave us, represented by the lights of the menorah. What do they represent? The light of God's Torah shining into every aspect of our lives. How to live. What does it mean to be a human being? How to be a father, how to be a mother, how to be a husband or a wife or a child. All of these identities. How to work. What's honesty? What's generosity? What does it mean to be a person of refined character? How to keep a kosher home? How to enjoy the joys of Shabbos? All of this is the practicalities of that incredible light that God shines for us in every part of our lives. And so that's why on Chanukah, we celebrate the victory of the Maccabees. We celebrate what the priests achieved by lighting the candles of the Chanukah to say, we're not here just to remember the pain and the suffering. We have a moral vision, and a moral vision for the future, which is inspiring, and it's a privilege to carry that moral vision. And that's a moral vision we can hand on to our children with confidence and say, this is an inspiring and meaningful way to lead our lives. I'd like to wish our entire community a wonderful and joyous Chanukah, and everything of the best. Thank you for taking the time to watch this.